On the last episode of 20 Sides, Jace and Holden felled the giant hyena, but Brynmark got away. Thanks to fairy fire, Jace was able to determine the direction in which Brynmark went. The party finished their long rest, and in the morning, the party rehashed the events from the night before. Holden and Lucia dragged the giant hyena body to Elder Thrain and asked about any locations in the woods where Brynmark could be hiding, if this was enough evidence to bring Brynmark in and arrest him, and asked about the silver-tipped weapons Alden was creating. At the same time, Jace and Dail attempted to sneak into Brynmark's house, but it was locked. And now, episode 17 of The Nexus. Welcome to 20 Sides, a fast-paced, story-driven, actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Now, Campaign 2, The Nexus.
I guess let's try to...
Yeah, let's just take a look in here.
Try the knob here.
Oh, yeah, just give it a good push.
It's locked.
Oh, it's locked. Do you have any... I've never broken in anything before, so...
Yeah, no, me either. This might be a good time for Holden. But hey, let's try the back door. Let's give it a shot.
All right, so we're going to go around back.
All right.
Is it...
Try that door?
Yep.
It is also locked.
All right, so I kind of look around. So is the back door facing to where like nobody can see?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Dale, maybe this is the time to put that shoulder to the door and just maybe just give it a little nudge open.
She goes, okay, step back. Don't
Oh,
want...
yeah.
So she's going to like, basically like kick in the door.
All right, give me a strength check.
Oh.
So roll that and add your strength modifier. Nat 1! So you go to kick and your foot slips out from under you and you just land on your back.
+5 on strength, so...
No, that's your saving throw, +3.
Oh, +3. Oh, you're
So
worse.
a 4, a
Okay.
total of a 4.
Yeah, 4
And you kind of
totes.
slip out from under you, land on your back.
Oh, man, I think I broke my
Ouch,
coccyx.
No, yeah, whatever that is. Yeah, that didn't go as planned, huh?
Oh, no.
Well, maybe break one of the windows and you can just kind of lift me up in there and I'll unlock it from the
Okay, yeah,
inside.
let's try it. Let's try that.
Yeah, throw some stones, break the...
Yeah,
Yeah,
easy
or
enough.
take my sword and just
Yeah,
like
for that too.
the
Yes,
pommel. and-
yes. So easy enough, you break the window, you kind of lift Jace to let him use your hands as a foot step. Jace, you get in.
Lock, so
Unlock the back door.
Let her in.
Y'all are in.
What does it look like?
It looks very plain.
Okay.
There are 2 rooms. One of the rooms is clearly like a bedroom. The other room has been set up with a couple of chairs, a table. There's like it's not a kitchen at all, but like you can tell this is where he would prepare his food. In the bedroom, there's a chest like at the foot of the bed. There's a small table with a chair up to it, almost like a makeshift desk. There aren't any drawers to it. There's obviously the bed, and then a few chairs in the other room with a small table and little kitchenette area. And some food around, some dried fruits.
She like immediately pockets those. She's a big gal. She gets hungry. I'm gonna go. Okay, do you want to split up? Like, do you want to go look here and I'll look over here? I'm gonna go look in the chest. So.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Just find whatever we can. Tell us more about this guy.
All right, so Dale is gonna move. Yeah, Dale's going to the bedroom and check, and she is gonna check the chest.
Okay. You go to open the chest and it opens.
Okay.
There are a few sets of clothes in there.
Okay.
As you're fiddling around, you do find a small stone, like almost carved stone statuette. I mean, it's probably 4 inches tall. It's not that big, of what resembles a creature with horns.
Anything else?
Not that would incriminate him. There's a few like other little supplies and things like that, but nothing that would.
All right, nothing too exciting in this chest other than this, and I just hold up the little stone statuette. What kind of stone is it?
Slate. It's like a grayish stone.
Slate?
I don't
How are you
know.
gonna carve something out of slate?
Yeah, don't you know anything about slate?
It's very flaky.
Yeah,
so
very
it's hard
flaky. It'd be hard to do that.
Definitely not. Oh yeah, definitely not slate. Did I say slate? I meant
Yeah,
definitely
maybe
not
like granite.
slate. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would make a statue out of. It's granite.
Onyx.
And anything in the living room that would be of note?
Yes. Okay. So as you're searching around, folded up on the table that's in the like living area, so to speak.
But not the desk.
Correct. You open it up and there's just some notes about Silverport and a warehouse, but it doesn't give specifics on where the warehouse is in Silverport or what it's used for or anything like that. Just a little like touch of information about that.
All right.
Dail moves towards like closer to the bed. She like looks under the bed. Do I see anything under the bed?
No.
And then she goes.
A few dust bunnies, a little mouse.
Oh, that's my friend.
A little mouse.
She goes and she like sniffs his pillow, like see what it smells like.
And what does it smell like?
It smells like sandalwood and cedar.
It smells like
and
peppermint.
Citrus. Ew, no. Men don't. Bad boys don't smell like peppermint.
So I know the shark. Was it shark that told us about Cinnaroth?
Jarek?
Jarek. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So do I know this statue is Cinnaroth? Does it look
Like making connections, you would probably think.
Okay.
Yes.
I think this is from the cult.
I believe you're right. So
And then what's on
definitely-
the desk?
Nothing of importance.
Right. And it does talk about Silverport here, which is where that M,
Yeah.
the Lord Marcellus. So
Yeah.
I think that connection, that makes a lot of sense. But there's some warehouse. We might, if we ever get around to Silverport, we look for a warehouse. Interesting. But I think right now, we need to look more into maybe the cult he's a part of.
Yeah,
maybe?
that's pretty wild.
Yeah. So let's see if the others found anything. See if we can put some more connections.
You know what? He had that pet and he doesn't have any pet food in here.
That's irresponsible. It's very irresponsible.
It is. That's very irresponsible pet owner.
Yeah. So, but that pet's dead now.
I mean,
so.
he's dead now, so yeah, it doesn't even matter.
All right. Let's go back with the others.
Okay.
All right. So y'all eventually meet up. We'll say back at the
Dail,
end.
before they leave, she like kind of she takes like a she goes outside and finds a big rock and she like puts it inside the house like where like a rock like was thrown through the window so it doesn't look like it was broken.
Put a few pieces of glass on
yeah,
it.
she's like kind of like covering up the evidence a little bit, or like that what we weren't.
Give me a
we weren't in
deception
there.
check to see how good of a rock you found. That one.
Oh no!
So you either A, get a rock that's like way too big for that, or a rock that's like way too small for that. But you set it down, you put a few pieces of glass.
A tiny rock.
There you go. Okay. All right.
Then we gotta lock the door before when we leave. So
I gotta climb back out the window.
well, no, we gotta when we pull the door, we gotta lock it before we pull the door
okay.
closed. So it's like you're never here.
Gotcha.
But some
Good
kid
thinking.
threw a rock through the window.
That makes sense.
Yep.
All right. So y'all head out. You are going, we'll say y'all meet back up at the inn, at the Broken Sword Inn. It's about noon, maybe 11.
All right, guys. Did you talk to the elder?
We did. So I'm getting a bit nervous because silver, we talked to him about the silver that he was mining and using. And I can't stop thinking about that creature that we saw last night and how I think it really just was a hyena.
Hyena? I never heard of that.
Typically, in the weapons that I have found with being used with silver, it has been from the lycanthrope family, and that's
I believe you
yeah.
are trying to say lycanthropy.
right. But I think isn't that like a disease of the yes, it's
Yes.
a werewolf.
Of sorts. From what I have
those
heard,
aren't
yes.
real.
Well,
I
You
don't
would
know. My
think,
grandma used to tell me stories about that.
Exactly. Stories.
I mean, at times
your
in
grandmother.
history they have been real, and so it just seems a bit odd to me that we would be finding this and then this creature would show up, and it just seems to be a connection. And also, like, they howl at the moon, and there's moon things happening here, and that seems to be a thing.
Well,
I don't know. What did you find out?
Oh, we just found a small statue of, we believe this, is this, can I kind of show it to?
No, I didn't take it with us.
You didn't take it with you?
No, I'm not being incriminated
So
for anything.
what it looked like is a horned demon that I think Cinnaroth, maybe the same kind of necklace he was wearing.
It's like a little tall action figure carved out of granite.
Like he worships it?
Yeah, like a little idol, I
Perhaps.
guess.
Does
Right.
it look
Action figure idol.
werewolf-like? What does it look like?
It looked more like a ram.
Oh,
Or like a
demon ram.
Yeah, with like big old like spirally horns. Like
Much like what he wore on his medallion.
Perhaps.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
exactly.
only Holden got a good look at that, but
That does seem to be what I saw.
all right, so definitely some kind of cult he's a part of. And perhaps it's in the woods somewhere, since that's where he ran off to and was meeting his hyena, as you put it. But I don't know. I don't know anything about werewolves. Again, I don't think they're real, but
I
perhaps.
believe that Brynmark is to blame for Alden's murder, and I believe he has sent this creature, like he did, towards you, Jace. And so, to get our money, which is what we are here for, we need to find Brynmark and bring him in, and our jobs here will be done, and we can go back to Glen.
Spot on.
Yeah, so I think that it would be good for us to go ahead and find Brynmark and bring him in.
Sounds good.
He ran away from us in the woods. You did something to him. He was kind of glowing.
Yeah, I doubt that's still working. But
He was glowing?
yeah,
It was interesting. Yes, he just started to glow. I've never experienced
Do I glow?
that. In
You're
a
always
different way.
glowing.
Yes, in a different way. But yes, and so we might want to. So you have no way to track that, or
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was exactly. But
Do we maybe want to just head in the direction that he went, or?
So would that, where we were going out into the woods, was it line up any with Jarek? Like to where if we went out to him and said, is there anything else out this way that
You could definitely ask. Yeah.
Right, is it in that direction
Yes,
where- okay.
yes, somewhat.
Is Silverport in that direction?
No,
That he was going?
Silverport is to the north, and Silverport's like several days.
Right.
Let me look here. Distances from major cities. I don't have that one. Of course.
tried to say it all like,
only-
let me see what my
Yeah.
awesome
Oh, wait,
notes.
no, wait, I do. Green Shade to Silverport is 390 miles or 16 days travel.
16
Right here.
days.
Curious.
You.
Lord.
Dude, that's a big old trip.
That's a big
So,
old
yeah.
trip.
We need to find
So
one.
it's
a ride. We need to
it
hitch a
could
ride.
be in that same direction, but it's clearly not.
Right.
so maybe we, it's into the woods, kind of towards Jarek's house.
Maybe we go visit Jared.
Oh, no. Jarek, what? No. Jarek's house, he was coming back from hunting in the woods when y'all saw him.
Right.
So, like, if the wood lines is here, he was coming this direction. Y'all were kind of heading that way, or heading to his house is like over here. So y'all like intercepted him.
So he went further.
His house is
Like-
not in the woods.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. And so he
Yeah,
was
okay,
going
yeah.
further
Does that make
into the
sense?
woods.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
He was going further into the woods
To hunt.
To,
maybe
Yes.
Well, no, I'm talking about
Brynmark.
Brynmark.
Yes.
We went further
yes.
into the woods.
100%.
Okay.
Are we going to ask, since he does spend time in the woods, if he knows of
Yeah.
any kind of
Yeah.
establishment out that way?
Yeah.
So y'all are going to find Jarek.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. To see if he can point us in the right direction.
Yeah. When you, we'll say you walk to Jarek's house, he is out back. You can tell he's already completely cleaned up the deer. There's just a carcass of a deer laying on the ground. He's working on his tools, like sharpening his knife that he used to cut up the deer.
Hey, Jarek. Hey, I know, we just spoke to you last night and hate to bother you again, but
That's no problem. No problem.
That's good. We're just kind of we might go exploring out into the woods here. Couple
Okay.
of questions though.
Yeah.
My friend here, last night we actually ran across a creature. What'd you call it again?
A hyena.
Hyena. Have you ever heard of a hyena out here?
I have not heard that.
Yeah.
Now that you say it out loud, it does seem a bit odd that it would be here
Right. This
at
isn't,
all. But it
this-
was indeed a hyena.
Yeah, man, there's like deer.
Yeah.
Bears sometimes. Like I've killed one bear in all my time here in Green Shade. They don't usually come this close. I don't usually have to go too far into the woods to get a deer, and I only do it, once every couple weeks. It doesn't take much, and I'm able to sell most of it, and
Right.
so I don't usually travel too far into the woods.
Okay. Is there anything out that way? that you know of?
Ah,
Old houses, small.
yeah.
Forts,
No forts, no houses. There's like a shrine out there that's overgrown. I mean, it's very overgrown.
Like what happened at that shrine?
It's really almost square-like. There's a door that's been caved in for years. I hadn't been out that way in months, probably about 6, 7, maybe 8 months. So there's that. If you keep going, like if you just keep going that way, you'll eventually get to Windmere, but you're gonna have to go all the way through the Jarkana Wilds, and so that's several days travel. I don't know if you're talking that far into it or out of it. But I don't really.
How well do you know Brynmark?
Like I said last night, I don't know him too well. I mean, I think he's pretty dang shady myself.
So if Brynmark had been in those woods and he had run away from town in those woods, where do you think he might have gone?
Oh man, I don't have no clue, dude.
Would he have any tie to this overgrown thing that you've spoken of, or is there?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know though. I don't really ever talk to him.
Sure. I just didn't know if it was known for him to visit that area, and if maybe he.
I mean, we've seen him walk into the woods a couple times. Now that's true, because Alden talked about it. That's why he said he didn't trust him. Walking into the woods at night or coming back early in the morning or, whatever he's doing. We didn't want no part of it, though.
Sure.
So we didn't go follow him or anything like that. That'd be crazy.
Jace, I think we've spent the time here we need to spend.
And again, we thank you very much, and we're going to take you up on that offer of the venison. Okay,
all
we're
right.
going to take you up on that. All right. Well, we're gonna head on out then. And then that shrine is just out in the woods, pretty easy to find.
You run across it eventually.
Okay. Well, then we're just gonna take a look out there and see if we
all right.
have any clues.
Well, before we leave, do you have
we
any
go.
hunting dogs, like a beagle or like something that has like a good nose?
I do got a couple dogs. Yeah.
Can we borrow one, maybe?
No, you can't take my dogs. Now they're like my lifeline. They're like my soul. If you're gonna take my dogs, you're gonna take my soul.
Well, we're not
Do you
asking
have
for your
food
soul.
for
Okay.
your, do you have
Hate
food
that
for
for
your
that.
I
dogs?
certainly don't want to be
I
in
let
charge
them
of
eat
someone's
fresh
soul.
venison last night. They love it.
Then you're a responsible pet owner then.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right. So heading toward the woods.
Yeah.
I took these socks from Brynmark's
You took
house.
his
I was going to
socks?
use the dogs to smell them out, but I guess not.
I love where your head's at. That's a very clever idea.
How is your nose? Can you do it?
No.
Don't know
Am I
much about
glowing
orcs.
Simply
Not yet,
radiant.
no.
Did you
Yes.
what remind me what was glowing? Did you detect magic or were you searching for it?
No, it wasn't that. It
It just glowed.
I don't know. Well, I didn't actually see what he did. I just saw that all of a sudden
Right.
Brynmark was glowing. It was a pinkish, reddish kind of color.
Ooh.
Right. And I'm not sure exactly where that came from. Again, maybe it was just your super senses kicking in.
No, I wasn't. No, I know what my
Interesting.
super senses kind of feel like, and that was,
Right. Maybe
that
they're
was
getting
not
more
it.
powerful.
Could be. My blades do work a lot better these days. I don't know why, but they do. And so
Maybe it's an inherited thing from like his half human that I didn't get.
Oh, yeah, maybe
I have
it was
no
something that
half
he did.
human. I have no half human.
Oh, yeah, I think she's
in
talking
me.
about
you're
the,
I
Not
thought
everything's
okay.
about you, Holden.
I lost that in
I'm
the
talking
translation.
about my brother from another mother.
Oh, okay.
So y'all go to where you last saw Brynmark, where there is still that ichor has dried on the ground from where you killed the giant hyena. Everybody give me a survival check to see if you can maybe track some sort of
I'm like, I rolled a 1 on
14.
both these last times.
22.
22.
I did.
Tyler with the high rolls.
I know, I don't know
all
what
the
to do
time,
about it.
dude.
Oh, 15 for Dale.
I would say Dale and Lucia are able to
Girlies.
pick up a few tracks that head off into the woods. You walk for quite a while, almost an hour's walk, until you come to somewhat of an opening and you are now seeing this shrine rising out from the the center of this clearing. It is a stone shrine, but it is almost like box-shaped. There are vines and moss have just grown all over it. There are like from your distance, you can see there are carvings on them, but like they're crumbled and it's almost impossible to see what they would even say. Most importantly, scattered around the clearing are several makeshift tents.
Oh.
This is essentially like a camp. Yeah. There are several fires going. There are bedrolls out. There are even crates. There are weapons just carelessly strewn about. There's a big fire pit in the middle of several of these tents that's just smoke is not billowing out of, but it's faintly rising out of it. And you notice movement within the camp. There are several shadier looking individuals walking about, all humanoids.
It's a lot to see.
Yeah, like how many?
And how far away are we?
Yeah.
Y'all are probably a good 100 feet away.
And how
many?
Like
I would think as soon as you saw it, you would stop.
Right.
How many like people do we see? Or tents?
Give me a perception check and let me know before you roll. How long do y'all want to spend like hunkered down looking?
Probably not long.
No.
Yeah.
A minute or two.
Minute
Okay.
or two.
All right. Give me perception checks.
Ooh, 18.
Nice.
13.
14.
12.
A 21 for Dail,
Yes.
finally.
So as y'all are looking out, you wait maybe a few, like maybe 2 or 3, 4 minutes, and you eventually count 9. One of them walks up some stairs next to the shrine and goes in it.
All right, guys, this escalated pretty quickly.
Didn't somebody say he might be in a cult?
Yeah.
Somebody did indeed say that.
We've thought that, but we didn't think we'd stumble upon the whole cult right here.
Cult.
So there's 9 of them, you said, Dale?
Do I know anything about the, can I see the shrine enough to...
Not to make out like anything that's
Okay.
on it. Everybody give me a stealth check too, because I'm assuming y'all are trying to be quiet and...
Oh,
No.
19.
9.
Okay.
Could be worse. Could be better.
Yeah, 9.
Could be better.
Dual 9s. Dale?
All right, 11, 10 for Dail.
So a
Still
couple
better than
9s, a 10, and a
At disadvantage.
19.
19. All right. Continue.
Is this something we're ready to walk into, guys? Or
I don't know. I don't know the extent of this cult. I guess it would depend on if they are, of some kind of magical cult.
But do we
It's not
did it-
normal?
Pretty rare.
Wouldn't be normal, but if you were going to create a cult, it would be around magic, I think.
I'm certain that people that follow the demon lord of chaos would probably not be super welcoming. But I don't want to make any
I would
fast
agree.
judgment.
Do you want me to get a little closer to see if I can maybe pick out a little more detail?
that would be great. Yeah,
I'll stay right here.
Yeah, we'll hang back and we might drop back just a
actually,
little.
if you will drop back a little, and I will move forward. I'm going to move off to the side. I'm not going to go straight ahead.
Yeah, you do whatever's best for you. We trust you in this.
Yes, if I am seen, at least you won't be seen behind me.
But we will jump right into hell because we are a team.
I would hope that you would. Holden's going to move kind of off to the right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stealth forward and just to see if I can get more detail about who they are.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me another stealth check as you're getting up to move.
25.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I love it.
So you quietly,
Mm-hmm.
in this underbrush, in this overgrown parts of the forest, hiding behind trees, ducking under roots, you do get much closer. We'll say you get to within about 60, 70 feet of the tents. You're hearing them just talk about nonsense. There's nothing that's like particular that you're able to pick up that would help you in any way. You do see a couple of them with the same medallion on that you saw with Brynmark. And then, out of the corner of your eye, Brynmark walks out from a tent.
Okay.
So now there are 9 out there. The one that left and went in is still in.
But Brynmark came out.
But Brynmark
So-
did come out.
I'm going to use one of my psionic
Dice.
cast Psychic Whispers.
Okay.
It says I can roll so I'll roll, because it's talking about hours.
Yeah.
For 6 hours, I'll
Oh,
be
nice.
able to whisper.
Oh, wow. Is it one individual or is it multiple?
It says, as a magic action, choose one or more creatures. You can see up to a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus.
Which is 2. So you got to pick 2 out of the 3.
Not me.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be Dail.
I don't want nobody up in here.
Dail's going to be like,
please.
who's talking to me?
Yeah. So Holden's going to pick, Jace and Lucia.
Okay.
He's going, so this is telepathically, so I don't have to speak.
Correct.
But I'm going to tell them, Jace and Lucia, just take a moment. This is Holden. I know that you can hear me, but you cannot see me. Yes, I'm in your head.
I'm just gotta nod to myself like, yeah.
Thank you for nodding. I appreciate the subtle gesture.
Nodding.
I do see Brynmark. One of the gentlemen went in to one of the tents and Brynmark came out. I don't see anything that tells me if they are of magic of any kind or tells me who they are. But I do see Brynmark with these other men. I'm about 60 feet away. What would you like me to do from here? You can speak telepathically as well to me. Can they hear each other in their heads?
Is it a group chat?
Yeah, like is it a group chat?
I would probably say no.
Y'all just look over and Dail has her eyes like binoculars, but they're
Yeah.
clearly not. Yeah, her hands like binoculars, but they're clearly not binoculars. She's just like, doo-doo-doo.
Thinking they're helping.
Yeah.
Let's see. To send or receive messages required, you and the other creature must be within 1 mile of each other, but they can't. They're not going to hear each other. I'm going to ask Jace. Jace, you can respond telepathically to me. What would you like me to do from here?
I don't know. I don't think we need to. This seems like too many to fight. I maybe you just hang out a little longer. See if you hear them talking about stuff. Just stay put
They
for a
are
minute.
currently speaking nonsense. They're just chattering, nothing in particular. But I do see Brynmark, and again, if there's a way to maybe draw him into the woods, maybe we can take him quietly and leave. I don't really care about these others. They have no, they can do what they will with their time. But Brynmark is where the money lies. So.
Right, yeah, maybe. I don't know the best way to lure him out. If you could make the sound of that creature.
I could try.
Are you doing that out loud or telepathically?
Telepathically.
Okay, I was that.
Was that close? Do you feel like that fit?
Yikes, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best impersonation.
Oh,
I
wait,
didn't.
can you hear me, Holden?
Lucia, I can hear you when you speak, yes.
Okay. Can you speak with Brynmark like this?
No, because I have chosen you two as who I'm speaking to.
Yeah.
Now, I guess if I had thought of that before, maybe I could have spoken with him, but I don't know that would have been the best choice in this scenario.
Perhaps, I could message him, but I don't know what I would say. He is in that group you said, and do we want him? Do we leave now because we found him and we could just go tell that guy that we've been talking to, the elder, or do we?
I feel to get our money, they are going to want Brynmark in custody, and so.
Do you want me to lure him out?
How would you do that?
I could just message him in his head and say something that you tell me to say.
As you're talking, one of them just says, I don't know, Brynmark, go talk to Nash. And Brynmark just goes, ugh. And he walks off and heads toward the shrine entrance.
Well, I feel like we have waited maybe too long. He is now headed towards the shrine entrance.
What's the layout here? Like, is the shrine far from the camp, like of stuff? Like, how would we lay
It's
this
not
out?
too far.
Like, could we get into the shrine as well
without them knowing?
Right.
Because the shrine entrance is kind of
High,
out
right.
in the opening and it's up. And so I think like if you were to walk, you
So
could.
the camp is down here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see it now. Okay.
So Holden is going to, I would like to move further away from them.
Okay.
To maybe try and draw. No, I'm not going to, I'm going to stealth and I'm going to try to not draw attention, but I'm going to try to figure out a way to maybe draw their attention elsewhere, if that makes sense. Like if I can move another 30 feet to my right and then throw a rock.
Sure.
Somewhere, you know what I mean? That type of thing.
Give me a stealth check first.
Yeah, boy.
See how quietly you do this as you are moving further away from your companions.
I also have a
21.
mage hand that I could throw
21
something or
is
something.
nice.
Nice.
You move quietly.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Dail, she looks at Jace and Lucia with her hand binoculars, and she's like, "Who are you guys talking to?"
Well, you
Well,
don't know that
you
they're
don't even know
talking
they're talking.
because they're
Oh,
talking
I
in their head.
I thought they said
not like,
you could talk out loud. Okay,
No,
it's
it's
not
not
like
a
my message.
No.
Yeah, no,
no.
it's telepathic. So I'm gonna let them know, like, I'm going to move further away, and I'm going to try and draw their attention to see if maybe they leave their position or whatever. And maybe you guys could move a little closer or try to figure out something from there.
So you're going to throw a rock.
I'm gonna find something that I can
chuck a stick.
something.
Something.
Like far enough away from me.
Yeah.
That it leads them to that sound and not necessarily to me.
Yeah. So you move about 30 feet. So now we'll say you're about 120 feet away from Lucia, Dail, and Jace.
Mhm.
You chuck a stick. We'll say you find a good stick, a good dry stick.
A small log.
A small log, if you will.
Yeah.
A thick
Thick
branch.
stick. A thick stick.
Thick stick. You get a real thick stick. A couple of them turn and look, and you hear their voices kind of quiet, and two of them walk off in the direction of what you threw. They go to about where the log hit and stop and just kind of look around. Give it about 30, 45 seconds. Keep looking. Would you roll on yourself?
21. Yeah, boy.
And that is it for this week's 20 Sides. Don't forget to tune in each week as Jace, Dail, Holden, and Lucia venture across Aberynth. Don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/20sides, where there are free options, $5 options, and $10 options to help support our podcast. Follow us on all the socials everywhere at 20 Sides Pod. And per usual, we couldn't do this without the atmospheric background tracks from Monument Studios and TabletopAudio.com. We will see you right here next week on 20 Sides.